final, and then the next three fastest non-automatic qualifying times. This heat featuring in lane number 6, LSU with the number 4 time in the country this year.
Well, they've been running fantastic all season long, have gone into 38.87 5 times, They will be the team to beat, but I think if there's a team that can beat them, they're in this heat as well. As we take a look down there to the lower right-hand part of the screen, that's the University of Houston. They have beaten LSU not once but twice this season, once at the Texas Relays and again at an LSU home meet. But Houston, always a powerhouse. They'll anchor with Sean Maswangani. He'll also run the 100 meters and the 200 meters open. But when you're getting coached by Leroy Burrell and Carl Lewis, you always put a great 4x1 team on the field.
Yeah, a couple of guys who know how to pass the baton, which is what this is all about. Many of these teams with great speed, but if you don't pass the batons efficiently, it is not going to go well for you. You see LSU there in lane 6, Houston in 7. Also watch for Arkansas in lane 5. Always gamers, always managing to get through into the finals in big meets. Finally calling them to their marks. And this 4-day collegiate extravaganza is about to get underway. That is Jordan Booker, who will start for Houston. For LSU, Dylan Peebles. And the spectacular Terrence Laird for the Tigers of LSU will be on anchor. He will be busy today anchoring this relay, running the 100 and the 200. And hold up. Lane number 2, Coppin or Norfolk State didn't move, may not have heard the instructions. So they will re-rack. Remember, these teams and all the individuals got here through 2 regional competitions that were held 2 weeks ago. The West Regional held in College Station at Texas A&M, and the Eastern Regional held in Jacksonville, Florida. Top 24 teams qualifying in the relays. There is no false start charged. And of course, we know now at every level of track and field, there are no false starts and having the athlete stay in the race. One and done. So there's Kai Cole, who is the leadoff runner for Norfolk State. He will start in lane 2. Ideally, you want to be one of the first 2 teams across the finish line, so you automatically qualify into Friday's final. From the inside, Norfolk State, then Coppin State, Purdue, Arkansas, LSU in 6, Houston, Georgia, and USC on the outside.
Well, Dylan Peebles made up the stagger real well in that Houston team just outside of them. There you see LSU really blazing in the middle of the track.
Was not the greatest pass for Houston. Now it goes from Travis Collins to Christian Hamberlin. Now Houston moving nicely through the turn, as is Arkansas and LSU. They're almost directly abreast. This is going to be a tough fight for the top 2 marks, or the top 2 finishes. It's LSU. Now here comes Houston. It's going to be LSU and Houston. Terrence Laird with a little dialogue to Sean Maswangani. So it is LSU who wins the heat. Unofficially 38.66. Houston second, so they will automatically qualify. And we've seen Terrence Laird fired up before. Here is the first pass.
Well, that's Dylan Peebles. He passes there to Noah Williams, a 400-meter star, and they've already got a lead on Houston as they go into the final exchange there. Nobody better on the final leg than Terrence Laird. He has been running people down all season long. You can be behind and give Terrence Laird that baton, and he will run people down. And I don't think Terrence Laird was really saying anything to Sean Maswangani from Houston. He was just looking to his right, making sure that he was clear. But Dennis Shaver said they were going to tighten up those, they were going to play it a little safe in the qualifying rounds, and then he was going to stretch it out in the finals and really try to create some distance in those exchange zones. And